before I start this review, which will be spoiler free, I really want to urge you that if you want to go in blind. Please see the film and then come back to this, as so much of the experience should be without knowing anything about the film. But if you have seen it or just want to hear my thoughts, listen on. Denis Villeneuve's Blade Runner 2049 is a film that I think, as did the original Blade Runner by Ridley Scott, redefines what science fiction cinema can be. We have a beautiful artistic masterpiece that not only respects and adores the original film from 1982, but builds upon and explores that mythology in the perfect way. It has to be said that this is very much a Denis Villeneuve film, imbued with what made me and millions of people around the world fall in love with Ridley Scott's original. The movie doesn't copy that original film's template at all. It's absolutely its own story, with connections to the original and plot points that also tie into the 3 short films that were released online, especially Shinichiro Watanabe's Blade Runner 2022 Blackout, which I do recommend viewing for the full experience. Although you can absolutely go in and enjoy the film without having experienced the short films. Where the original film, which look, if you haven't seen the original, check the final cut and then come back to 2049. Ask the question of, what does it mean to be human? Is it love? Memories? It's these questions, visions of the future, and themes that have since influenced pop culture. From Akira, Ghost in the Shell, The Matrix, 2049 expands upon those questions even more so, into the next stage or development of the synthetic humans or replicants' evolution, which I am not going to spoil here. The film so beautifully respects the original that rather than flat out answer questions that have been left ambiguous for decades, it instead builds upon them and fleshes them out, making the mystery and beauty of it all even more intriguing. While the darkened skies and monolithic structures of Ridley Scott's original are still present, the world is expanded so much more with vistas and sequences set in the daytime, unless you're someone who prefers Blade Runner's theatrical cut. And look, there really is no excuse for Roger Deakins not being recognized by the Academy Awards this year. Every single shot is absolutely breathtaking. There simply is no one better in the game when it comes to cinematography. Abandoned wastelands, the overcrowded metropolis of a future Los Angeles, all of it is just jaw-dropping. In addition to that, Hans Zimmer and Benjamin Wallfish's score is otherworldly, paying homage with notes and motifs to the original Blade Runner score by Vangelis. Everything in the 2049 score feels mythic and powerful, which definitely brought me back to Denis Villeneuve's previous film, Arrival. And I haven't even mentioned the cast. Ryan Gosling as the new Blade Runner was absolutely the best person in the world you could have brought in to carry on the legacy of the Blade Runner. The way his character is used is the perfect evolution of the Blade Runner world and mythos. Harrison Ford's Rick Deckard returns, and boy has Harrison still got it. It's well noted Blade Runner has a special place in Harrison's heart, and you can tell he really cares about this character. I do think though there is going to be a lot of attention brought to relative newcomer Sylvia Hoeks. Every single time she was on screen, she was flawless. Never once did I not buy her performance, but so many others just add exactly the right amount to the film in new and complex ways. Ana de Armas, Robin Wright, Mackenzie Davis, freaking Dave Bautista, even Jared Leto are all on the top of their game here. It's unbelievable to imagine we live in a time where a film like Blade Runner 2049 is possible, in an era where films like this don't happen anymore. But here we have Denis Villeneuve proved everyone wrong. Like the original, 2049 is a long film, but I was so mesmerized and astounded by everything, I was never bothered, although I can imagine some having some discomfort in that. Blade Runner 2049 is the film I was hoping it would be. It had me thinking and contemplating everything I thought I knew hours after I'd left the theatre. It is gorgeous and complex, with many layers to it which will be talked about and discussed for many years to come, much like the original Blade Runner did 35 years ago. It not only respects the original film, but evolves it and brings new ideas to science fiction cinema in a way that hasn't been seen in a long time. I thoroughly recommend you see Blade Runner 2049 on the biggest screen you can find and indulge yourself in a film that begs to be digested, analysed, and contemplated upon. So much so, I already can't wait for my next screening to learn even more. Blade Runner 2049 gets a very well-deserved 10 and a Motto's choice from me. Guys, I love Blade Runner 2049. It's easily one of my favourite films of the year and one of the best sequels ever made. I hope you get the chance to see the film, and by all means, let me know when you do, as I'd love to discuss it more with you. Guys, if you like this review, do remember to hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment down below in the comments section. Are you a fan of the original Blade Runner, or are you seeing the sequel, Blade Runner 2049? Do let me know in the comments section. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, do hit the subscribe button with a little bell next to it, which will remind you of when the Mono Report uploads new content. And don't forget you can follow the Mono Report on Facebook and Twitter at the Mono Report. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to stay right here for your Mono Fix. Bye, guys.